France might be really the strongest team in the world right now. And I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't know, like, who's going to even step up to come close to beating this France team, but it's not looking good for nobody, bro. What they done to Morocco was crazy. They dominated Morocco. They showed levels and they showed why they are France. This team is looking so scary. I actually can't picture or think anybody that could even come close to beating them. Like, that team is just, it feels like it's like it's impossible. Like, it feels like that team right now is unstoppable. It's not legal to have that team right now. You telling me Isse, Dembele, Doué, Mbappe, you could say Barcola, these players cannot be beaten. Now hear me out, because I'm gonna talk a lot. Like, it's like this. This France team, right? This France team right now, they play basically the same lineup, especially at the front. You know, when it's a France, especially during this World Cup, it is Mbappe up front, Dembele on the right, or Olise in the middle. On the left, you could get either Doué or Barcola. But you know it's those same players every single game in the front. So what does that mean? That means that these players are playing with each other every single game of this World Cup, and they just getting better with each other. They just playing better every single game they play. They look even better than the previous game. And matter of fact, in the first games, they were already looking scary as hell. And now by each game that passes, they look really even more unstoppable. Because what happens when you play the same players up front is that they just get used to each other. They know the movements of each other. They know where to put the ball for each other. And this is scary because once you have a Ballon d'Or winner, the greatest World Cup player ever, and you get probably the most expensive player right now in the world, Olise, and then you could put two young bright stars, a young bright star Doué with so much skill on the left, or you could put Barcola, which is also a young youth, on the left who can take 1v1s against anybody. Matter of fact, these 4 or 5 players in the front can take anybody from any opposition team 1v1 and beat them. That's what's scary. The amount of skill that these guys have. The amount of, like, they just trust each other so much. You telling me this team, when Mbappe is going forward, he has options to the left. He got Doué on the left. He got Dembele on the right. And he got Olise behind him. And he chooses to shoot, which could be seen as a greedy play from anybody else. His teammates will clap it and say, well done, that was a good shot. That right there shows the difference between France and so many other national teams. And that right there, talking from a Portuguese person, that right there is what Portugal needed, is the trust between the players, which is something that France shows. If Olise stepped up and dribbled a few players and lost the ball, they wouldn't get mad. They would go like, well done, it was a good dribble, I see what you were doing or whatever. Or if Dembele was to shoot a shot that was probably impossible to score or almost impossible to score, they'll go like, oh, well done, you tried, or something like that. Like, they encourage each other, which makes it even scarier because they encourage each other with the amount of talent that they have. And matter of fact, they are all like, that front line is probably the strongest front line you could ever have, if I'm being honest. And them encouraging each other and playing so good with each other every game, making them even closer to each other and knowing how each other play makes it even scarier. That's the scary bit. And Morocco didn't stand a chance. Morocco played so good in every single game of the World Cup. And Morocco looked scary and looked like you could not underestimate Morocco because they will kill you. They were over here making big teams suffer. They were over here knocking out good teams. And unfortunately for them, if they don't get matched up with France, If they don't get matched up with France, they would probably go even further if it was any other team, to be honest. They would go further because that Morocco team is a stud to watch. That Morocco team is talented. That Morocco team is probably one of their best generations that they've ever had. And the way they play with each other is so good. They do what they do. And if it was any other team, they would knock out. But unfortunately for them, they came up against the strongest team in the world right now. And that's not me being biased. That's not me glazing. It's just me saying it straight. It's they, unfortunately for them, 2 World Cups in a row, they went up against France. And unfortunately for them, they have no chance for that. Unless something big happens or France just doesn't play. But with the team that they have right now, and with Mbappe leading that team and playing the way he plays for France, I don't see anybody even winning them. Like, it's crazy because France Mbappe is a whole different Mbappe than when he plays in the club. I'm not saying he plays bad in the clubs and everything. I'm just saying if you got a France Mbappe throughout the whole season, every single season, he would be in the talks with probably Ronaldo and them and Messi. And I'm not even exaggerating. He would be, because France Mbappe is actually unstoppable. Like, I'm not even joking when I say this. It is crazy. Like, France Mbappe, Mbappe is Mr. World Cup. I know we got Ronaldo is Mr. Champions League, as we all know, and nobody can argue against that. Ronaldo is Mr. Champions League, and right now you cannot argue that Mbappe is not Mr. World Cup. 20 games, 20 goals. He is one away from Messi, and the amount of people he surpassed, and he is still 27, guys. He's still gonna play probably like another 2 World Cups, and he hasn't even finished this one, and he's on 20 goals already. World Cup goals. It's crazy, guys, right now. And nobody can argue that Mbappe is not Mr. World Cup right now. Because the last 3 World Cups, what he has done, it is amazing. It is incredible. And nobody can argue that any other player has done better than him in a World Cup. Because they haven't. And that's just facts. And when you put Mr. World Cup in a World Cup, surrounded by a Ballon d'Or winner, an Olise, a Due, or a Barcola around him, who is going to stop that? I'm telling you right now, I don't think anybody's going to stop. And I really think that France will go all the way. It will be a hard game against Spain because Spain defend good. And Spain are a very organized team. But if Spain play like they played against Portugal, they will lose against France. No doubt about it. And then whoever they come up against in the final, like maybe we get another Argentina, France. Maybe we get an England, who knows? Could surprise. And it depends who we get. Maybe we get a Norway in the final. But it don't matter who we get. I don't think they'll be able to stop France. And that's not me being biased or anything. I just don't see nobody stopping that team. And that manager knows how to play with those players, because a lot of those players, he's already coached a lot of those players. So he knows how they play. And that's what makes it even scarier. I really don't see nobody stopping that France team. I actually don't see. But I give claps to Morocco because they played extraordinary and they really deserved. If it was another team, they would deserve. But France really made a number 7 ranked team in the world look like it was another amateur team. Not an amateur team, but just another national team. It is crazy to even think about that. How they make Morocco look like another national team that they just walked through. That's why I'm saying I don't think anybody could even come close to stopping them. Unless you get extremely lucky. Unless you find a way to put a stop in that attack of France. But the thing is that I don't see it working, because if Mbappe is having a bad game, which he usually doesn't have, you saw in this Morocco game, he scored. I mean, he missed a penalty, and guess what he done? He picked up his head, he picked up his feet, and he said, I missed a penalty, but I'm still Mr. World Cup. So guess what he went to do? He went and he banged the flipping goal outside of the box. A beautiful goal outside the box. He banged that shit in. And he said, don't worry, I missed the penalty, but I always get it back. And that is the mindset that you're dealing with when you come against France. And then If Mbappe is not having the best of best games, then Olise will have a good game and you'll still be in trouble. If Olise doesn't have the best game, then Dembele will have a good game, as we saw on the hat-trick that he scored in the group stage. And this is what I'm saying. It's if one doesn't have a good game or two don't have a good game, and one of them managed to get a good game, there will always be one of them that will have a good game. And then you're in trouble. So it don't matter. And then if two of them have a good game, then you're in definitely trouble and you will probably lose. So you don't even need all of them to be having a good game. You just need one to have a good game and the other team is already going to be in a bit of trouble. And if you have two of them having a good game, then you are definitely in trouble. And that is the difference. But the thing that astonished me is how they play with each other. They trust each other. They know how each other play. They know the strengths. They know the weakness. They know where to put the ball for each other in order to get the best result. And that is one thing that Portugal did not know how to do. Portugal did not know how to do that. And me talking as a Portuguese fan, it is embarrassing. Knowing the amount of players that you have that's so good that could do, not the same as France, because we don't have that much of a good attack. But we do have a midfield that should have put up with our stuff. And matter of fact, I never thought Portugal could go through France. The way I saw France playing, I never thought Portugal could go through France. But I thought they could at least go for do a good game against Spain, which they did not. They didn't play a bad game, but it's just not Portugal. Like, we expected a good Portugal. Like, if they played good against France or even some games of the World Cup, then you go, fair enough, bro. We lost, but we played good. As we know, we played good, but we got unlucky and we lost. All right, but no, bro. If you lose in that manner, you can't even say that. You can't even say that, and that just made every Portuguese fan pissed off. But going back to France, I see France going. I see France going the whole way, and I don't see nobody stopping them. I don't see nobody stopping Mbappe. I don't see nobody stopping Dembele. I don't see nobody even putting a stop in Olise. And those three together, and then you add Dua and the Barcola, yeah, I can't lie, I don't see nobody. Like, you can score. Any team can go up against them, score 3 goals. Trust me, that team will manage to score 4 or 5 goals. Just best believe that that's what's going to happen. You will not outscore that team. That's the scary bit. So it don't matter if their defense is ass, because their attack covers for it. As long as they score more goals than you, you will lose. But anyways, yeah, that France-Morocco game was... It was a good game to watch. But I thought Morocco would have done a bit better. I'm not even going to lie. I think Morocco would have done way better, but France is France, and you can't really compete against that. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Appreciate it for watching. If you did, I love you, all of you guys. And thank you so much for showing love in these videos. And I'll continue doing what I do. And as long as you guys are with me, I'll continue. And I appreciate every single one of you. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you.